Hey guys, DJ here at Top Deck, and today I'm going to do a deck profile for the July 2015 format for Nekroz. Nekroz is the only deck that really got changed by the list at all. Some other decks will try to fit ways to make Trish in, but largely decks like Burning Abyss, Shaddoll, and Clifford didn't really get changed at all. Whereas Nekroz really need to adapt to a number of changes that were made to kind of curb the deck and make it a lot less frustrating to play against. Mostly the deck building challenge is playing around only having one Shurret. Just cutting Jin isn't really hard. It's not a card that was ever necessary to your deck. Losing Lava Chain is awful. Lava Chain was insane, but it was a broken card, so that's fine. So the main challenge presented is really dealing with the one Shurret and still doing your game plan as well as possible. One of the nice things, though, is that in the mirror you don't have to worry about dealing with their Jin at all, so you can just focus on grinding, which is really nice. So let's just get into the list. We have 3 Unicorn. Unicorn is even more important than it was last format because it recycles Shurret. So it's obviously a necessary 3 of. It was before, and it still will be for a while. Then we have 3 copies of Valkyries. I didn't like 3 Valks before, but when your game plan is to grind out, and then I have a number of the low-level Nekroz regular monsters that want to be tributed for effects, where Valk can do that to really generate me some actual advantage and recycle my cards. So I chose to play 3 Valks, which I'm not 100% sold on. 2 Bryanak, 2 Colossalus, Trish, and Decisive Armor. I actually hate Decisive Armor too, but the Towers deck is just so popular, and we're playing 1 copy of Exa. So I wanted to have a target for Exa just to get more card advantage, and this card's just really, unfortunately, useful at dealing with the Towers deck. I don't want to lose the Towers Turbo, and just by playing 1 copy of Decisive Armor and extra decking either a Zubaba the General or a Diamond Crab, that matchup is suddenly much better. We have 6 Jew monsters, 3 Senju, 3 Manju. Not much to say about them. They're still the best tutors you could possibly play. Then we have 1 of each Nekroz effect monster. 1 Dance Princess, 1 Sorcerer, 1 Shurret, and 1 Exa. If I could play more Shurrets, I would, but that is not the way this works anymore. Dance Princess lets us recycle or remove from play Shurret or remove from play Exa or even Great Sorcerer if we wanted to. Sorcerer gives us the card advantage from tributing him by searching out Valk or Unicorn. I could also search Gungnir if we played it, which is something I actually wanted to touch on. I really would like to put Gungnir in here, but I don't think there's space to play 13 Ritual monsters, so the option would be to only play 2 Valk, which cuts down your synergy with all these cards a lot. So right now, Gungnir's just not in this list, but it could definitely find its way back in, or I might decide that 13 Ritual monsters are okay. I can cut some of the other kind of bricky cards. But anyway, so Sorcerer lets us search out those cards, and when it's removed, it lets us dump a Nekroz monster from our deck to graveyard, so we can dump Exa, since drawing Exa is kind of blah. Exa, when he's tributed, searches for a Dragon Nekroz monster, so basically Decisive Armor, and when he's removed, it specials a Nekroz monster other than himself from your remove pile, I believe. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah. Which that means we can special summon back Shurrets that were removed from play, or if we just want to grind out and get some more card advantage, a Dance Princess or a Great Sorcerer. And obviously Shurret just pays for tributes by himself and searches out warrior monsters. So that's one of the main changes to the deck, sort of, just playing all of these level 4 and, well, level 5 monsters with Exa so that we have access to Shurret more often. For our spells, we have 3 Upstart Goblins. If you weren't playing them last format, you probably should be playing them now. There's so much space in this deck, so much room for activities, might as well use it. 3 Reinforcement of the Army. This one was tough. I would really like to only play 2, but I think it's so important to find Shurret without using your Bryanak searches and stuff that I'm playing 3 still. With that, it might be correct to play an Exiled Force or DD Warrior Lady still. Granted, you don't have to deal with Jin, but there's plenty of cards that need answered, like Annoy Tellus and different things like that, Spell Cancelers, Vanity Fiends. Even Exiled Force can deal with your opponent's Vanity's Emptiness by killing one of their monsters and forcing their Emptiness to die. So it's got a lot of utility. That's definitely a card that I could see adding into this list. There's plenty of space, really. I'm not sold on a lot of the cards. For ritual spells, though, we have 2 Kaleido, 2 Mirror, and 2 Cycle. Same as before. It's not too far out of the realm of possibility to play a 3rd Kaleidoscope this format. Kaleidoscope was always really good. It lets you make plays without investment, kind of similar to what Cycle does, since you don't have to sacrifice the ritual material from your hand or field. And it's able to summon like a Gungnir and a Unicorn at the same time, or a Valk and a Colossalus. or even Trish Colossalus and stuff like that. So there's plenty of opportunities for it to be good, but I thought that with the increased desire to use Unicore as a recursion spell, like just to get back shirts and stuff, 3 might be pushing it a little bit when I don't want to summon Unicores off them as often. So even though I'm going to use it more often to summon my other guys this format, I'm going to use it less often to summon Unicore. So I thought 2 was still the correct way to go. Then we have 2 Shared Ride. I always hated Shared Ride. It's something that I really wanted to try now, though, because the Nekroz mirror is much more fair, much less about locking one of the players out of the game, and more about grinding and trading resources till one of you missteps. That's another reason why I think Gungnir might be correct in here, since it lets you kill through Valk. Your opponent missteps a lot earlier when you have the ability to Valk them for game, or attack them through Valk for game. But yeah, that's just all there is to that one, really. Then we have Preparation. Prep's obviously broken still. Things that I'm not playing in my spells, I'm still not playing MST, and that's because even though this deck is nerfed to crap and a lot of people will be playing Burning Abyss and Clifford and stuff, going second against BA, it's relevant, but if you're going second in the mirror, it's not relevant. If you're going first in the mirror, it's not relevant. And if you're going second against the towers deck, and they've already set up their towers, it's not relevant. If they haven't set up their towers yet, then it's a fine card to stop them from going off, but it does not help you if they've already set up their board. So I'm still not playing Typhoon, and I think that's correct. Then in our traps, we have 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill. The breakthroughs are, I mean, like I said before, you still have to be able to deal with Nautilus, Naturia Beast, Vanities, the Fiends in general, Spell Cancelers, those cards. But this is mostly included because of the Naturia Beast tech in the Nekroz deck from the WCQ. And I just think it's important to be able to beat that gameplay in Game 1, so I did include a pair of breakthroughs in my main. It also has a lot of nice applications, letting you leave monsters on the board so you can't get Trish and stuff. And then we have 1 copy of Jar of Avarice. Jar of Avarice is fine. It's kind of filler in a lot of ways, but it's another card that lets you recycle your Unicores, recycle Shurd if it happened to be in your graveyard, recycle your ritual spells. Just gives you a better long grind. I like that more than playing like protection cards that are weak to MST. These cards, if any of them get Typhooned, I don't really care. If my Breakthrough gets Typhooned, like, it's fine. I can still remove it to turn off their monster floods on my turn, which are what I really want the card to do. And if they Typhoon Jar of Avarice, I'm just going to chain it, so whatever. For the extra deck, we have 2 Herald, Star Eater, and a level 12. 2 Daigusto Emeralds. I'm not sure if we actually need 2 now or not, but I had space for them, and I really don't want to lose games to not being able to recur my stuff enough. I think I might be very much overemphasizing it right now, but I mean, 2 Emerald wasn't bad last format. I'm sure it's not bad this one. I have Zababa General, mostly because I don't have a Diamond Crab. The Towers deck is just so popular right now that I think that's kind of necessary. Then I have the Ptolemaeus Diamond, Durandal Engine. These cards are obviously really good against Shaddolls and Burning Abyss, and Durandal is really good against both Klee and the Mirror. Dweller, Exiton, Cowboy, Direwolf, and Rhapsody. Those guys are just all staples. So there's a list. It's very basic, very straightforward. Like I said, the goal in the mirror now is really to grind rather than lock each other out. So that's kind of what the deck was built with in mind. I would like to fit Gungnir in, but I don't know how to do it yet. I think 3 Valk is pretty necessary with the way this deck is built right now with all of these effect monsters. And, I mean, maybe the big thing you can cut is, like, a Rhoda, but I don't know. Or, like, the Jar of Avarice, because that's definitely, like, not necessary. And it's equally cloggy in your opening hand. So, there's that. For the sideboard, I don't have one built because I just want to get a better feel for what people are actually playing this format before I build one. But, I mean, you can rest assured there will be some Typhoons in there, probably, like, Thunder King. Various outs to Floodgates, various ways to keep Klee from going off, and just... that's really about it. For the mirror, probably some Mind Crushes or something like that. Lancey is less good now, so that's cool. And not really sure what my side plan will be for Ritual Beasts. Maybe some Maxis. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. I haven't thought much more about the sideboard. I just want to get a better feel for what decks people are playing. The other thing that I didn't do in this deck that I would like to try is I didn't fit any way to summon the Synchro Attrition. Maybe playing some Effect Failures just so you have the option, or switching to a build playing Glow Up Bulb or something could be good for that. But just to start the format off, just get a really quick list to start with and start testing. This is what I'm going to go in with for the first day or so that I'm playtesting, and then I'll just change the deck as I go. This deck seems sound in theory. It doesn't seem overly special or amazing or unique or anything. It's very average, but it'll get the job done. And I think if you're just starting to test for the format, if you want to go to Toronto or something, I think that's what you should look at for the first day or so. Just stock decks, really start tuning your decks, and then you can start really teching stuff out and getting innovative and stuff. But I think it's very good to start with a very basic deck, just so you can understand how the rest of the format's going to evolve, like before you start playing your fancy teched out mathematician builds and stuff. So I don't know. I just think this is a good starting point. This is what I'm going to use for right now. Maybe I'll try to get some gameplay videos if you guys would be interested. Let me know down below in the comments if you'd be interested, what you'd change with this deck, how you'd like to play Nekroz, what decks you'd like to see this format. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for tons of more content.